From mood and brain health to energy, immunity, and bone strength, vitamin D is an essential vitamin that you need to be getting in your daily regime to feel well and balanced in general. Thanks for joining me on Tailored Health, and let's dive in. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble nutrient that is essential, which means that you have to obtain it from your diet or lifestyle factors such as getting enough sunshine, because your body cannot manufacture it and make it on its own. Today we're going to be talking about the top benefits of vitamin D and how to ensure that you're getting enough. And I will also share some tips on getting tested and the levels that you should be at for optimal health. Some of the top benefits of vitamin D include that it is bone strengthening. Vitamin D works hand in hand with calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K to rebuild and strengthen the bones, maintain their integrity. In fact, vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption. Vitamin D also helps with mood and brain health. And one of the top neurotransmitters, brain chemicals, that vitamin D plays a hand in influencing is serotonin. It actually indirectly affects serotonin production within your cells, helping you to feel good and balanced overall. Immunity is a big one for vitamin D, as every single one of your immune cells have receptors for vitamin D. Not only does it help to prevent colds and flu infection, but it also helps to prevent autoimmunity, and it is a top cancer prevention nutrient. Additional benefits include anti-aging, helping to fight fine lines and wrinkles, because vitamin D assists in cellular turnover, growth, and repair. Lastly, but certainly not least, vitamin D plays a huge hand in blood sugar regulation. So it's incredibly important if you have hypoglycemia, adrenal fatigue, or diabetes to ensure that your levels are at the right place. Vitamin D is such an important nutrient that it acts more like a hormone, and it's classified as a hormone more so than a vitamin. Every single one of your 50 to 100 trillion cells has receptors for this nutrient. I recommend to most of my clients, and you as well, to get your vitamin D levels tested. You have to request this, as it isn't typically on a normal blood panel. And when you get your results back, you want to look for the ideal optimal range of 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. When you are at this range for vitamin D, you will be functioning optimally, so have great energy, hormones in balance, blood sugar in balance, be able to fight bacteria, infection, viruses that you come into contact with, and just feel well balanced in general. This number might be a lot higher than you've been instructed to look for, because a lot of the reference ranges on blood work indicate that 30 nanograms per milliliter of vitamin D or higher is beneficial. But being a holistic nutritionist, I am all about functioning optimally, thriving rather than just getting by. So look for that 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. Estimates suggest that at least 40% of Americans, upwards of 80% of Americans, are deficient in vitamin D. One of the top reasons for this is because there's few food sources, and we're just not getting the sun exposure that we used to be getting, or we're slapping on all of the sunscreen that's blocking these rays. And sunshine is truly your best source of vitamin D. So as often as possible, get outside for about 20 to 30 minutes of direct sun exposure on as much of the body as possible. And most people will absorb a mega dose of vitamin D from just this alone. You want to aim for getting this sunshine between 12 and 2 p.m. as that's when the sun rays are the strongest. But adjust the range based on whether you have more fair or darker skin. Food sources of vitamin D include pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught salmon, especially beneficial if the fine bones are included in it, cod liver oil, and cremini mushrooms. So as you can see, a lot of these food-based sources are from animals, rather than from plants. If you are a vegan vegetarian, you might be deficient in vitamin D by default, especially if you're not getting that daily sunshine. Although I am all about a food-first approach, given the instance of deficiency here in America, most people can benefit from supplementing on a daily basis. And what I typically recommend is about 2,000 to 5,000 IUs of vitamin D and D3, not vitamin D2, on a daily basis. Always take it with food, something containing fat, as it is a fat-soluble nutrient. So that will maximize its absorption. Once you start supplementing, it's important to keep up on your lab work and test vitamin D levels every 6 months, just to make sure you're not going above that range of 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble nutrient. So when you're intaking too much, there is potential of toxicity as it's not water soluble, where the excess flushes through. It does get stored in those fat tissues of the body, and you can build up a damaging amount. Now, this is pretty rare. Most people can go upwards of 10,000 IUs per day and still be safe, but I like to err on the side of caution. So make sure you're testing your vitamin D levels every 6 months, if not every year, just to make sure that you're supplementing correctly. Hopefully this video helped you to understand a lot of the beautiful benefits of vitamin D, how to test to see where your levels are at, food sources, including those pasture-raised eggs and wild-caught salmon, and then tips for supplementation. What type of supplement, what dose, and how to ensure that you're supplementing properly. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm coming to you every single week with something like this, talking about a new vitamin, superfood, detox technique, lifestyle habit that can help you be your healthiest self. Next week, I will be talking about vitamin D deficiency signs and symptoms. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on next week. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.